Look, guys, I think it's no secret at this point in my career that everyone knows that I just hate money. I hate poker chips, I hate USD, international currency, all of it. I just don't want any part of it. But part of Club WPT Gold's promo, Gold Rush promo, is that they're going to give me $1 million if I happen to win one of the 11 marquee events this summer. So I'm going to make a deal with you guys. I'm going to give away half of it to you guys watching for those who've used code Rampage. $500,000 will be given away. I'm calling my shot right now. I'm going to win one of these tournaments, and I will be giving away $500,000 to you guys. Just use code Rampage at Club WPT Gold or scan the QR code on screen to take advantage of this promotion and giveaway. Play on some online poker on Club WPT Gold. Participate in this $500,000 giveaway that I'll be hosting this summer. And good luck us. Let's get into some poker action now. What's going on? I finally made it to Fort Worth, Dallas. This guy is hosting the game. So thanks for the invite.
We are both hopefully not going to be tilted
This we could be tilted. I get tilted. I'm always tilted, so there's always a chance. But thanks for the invite.
Of course, buddy.
Set up a very fun 5, 10, 25 game tonight. So we're here in Dallas. Let's
Texas
gamble.
poker is crazy. I had to show Ethan the best action here in Texas. Well, specifically Dallas is the Ford card room.
It seems that way.
Yeah. And he's going to see tonight.
I'm going to see.
Literally bought in for like 10 times anybody else's stack, but
I'm ready for Texas poker. I don't know.
you can't control Ethan. He's going to do what he do.
I'm going to do what I do. The stack is in play. That's for damn sure.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck. Anyways, we're going to check out the fort here for the first time, set up a lovely game, and we're going to gamble for some cards. So let's get into it. This isn't your typical 5, 10, 25 game. It's deep stacked as I start with $50,000 in front of me. We're playing 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, 200, and of course I put on the $400 straddle, and the next player first to act goes all in for $2,800. An action folds all the way over to me, and I get to do a glorious little Baccarat peel. I got face card. It's king, queen offsuit, and let's stick in the call for just 7 straddles, essentially. We're off to the races here, and we're going to a run out.
Let's go for it.
Good fold.
No. That's me. Good fold. Oh!
I heard one time. Do you have jacks?
I've been thinking it was one time.
Do you have jacks?
He has Jack. He has Jack. Oh my god. Oh my god, he hit them all.
Good for poker.
I end up winning both boards versus pocket jacks. Winning the flip twice is amazing. And here we go, getting some of my money back from last hand and really running good here. The very next deal we get involved, as I have ace-10 offsuit, I raise it up to 100 as it's a normal 5, 10, 25 game. Player to my left that I just stacked 3-bets me to 300. The straddler makes the call of the 300, and of course I'm going to see a flop as well for this price. We see a flop of 10-7-4 rainbow. Action checks to the 3-better. He fires out $600. The straddler folds, and I'm a little bit suspicious of this big size, but not going to go anywhere. Of course, top pair, top kicker. I make the call for 600. The turn comes another 10, which is amazing. Here now, pretty much sitting with the nuts, I check it over to my opponent, and he checks this one back. The river comes another board pairing, 4, so now I've got a full house, and my opponent has about $1,600 in front of him, and I'm going to go for all of it. I put him all in. He snap calls with pocket jacks again. Oh my goodness, you literally can't make this one up. Literal next hand, he gets jacks another time and loses his stack, which is very unfortunate. To be honest, I would be insanely tilted if I was this opponent, but he took it like a champ. I'm going to take more chips, and we're sun running early on in this session. We pick up a really fun hand with Queen 3 of clubs on the button. There's an undergun player who limps, and that of course will prompt me to raise to $150. I get the straddler and under the gun player to call, so 3 ways we go to a flop of 10-4-3, 2 clubs. Bottom pair, got the flush draw, a lot of things happening here, but the straddler decides to lead for 100. The under the gun player makes the call, so I'm just gonna put in a raise. Not really sure what this small bet means at all, but definitely okay with putting more money in the middle. I raise it up to $500. The straddler decides to just jam. He goes from leading to 100 to being all in for about 2,500 bucks. Wow, we've got action. I don't love this situation, but hey, I didn't raise this hand just to fold, so gonna call for $2,000 more, and we're off to the races again with over $5,000 in the middle.
You can run it once or twice, or I don't know how many times you do it. Okay, run it once. Sure.
My opponent has 5-7 offsuit. He's got a naked gut shot straight draw and, to my surprise, 2 overcards for potential pair outs. So we run it one time against an insane hand like this where I'm in great shape and I hold. Oh my goodness, baby. I love it here in Dallas. They're just giving it away and I'm happy to collect. Let's keep the sun run going as I'm in the $50 straddle with 9 deuce of clubs. There's a cutoff raise to 175. Big blind makes the call, and hey, I've got a really good blackjack hand. Let's make the call as well. Flop is king 6-3, 2 clubs. So flush draw and a dream. Both opponents check it over to the cutoff player who bets about $150, it seems like. I'm very drunk at this point and make the call. Turn comes the Bink 5 of clubs. How amazing is that? I check once again and my opponent fires out 500. Well, it's not going to stand, okay? One thing I've learned from playing in these games so far today is that you're going to fast play some strong hands and hope to get money in. So that's exactly what I do as I check raise to $1,500. And my opponent says that he is along for the ride and happy to be involved. So the pot is building yet again. In the river comes a board pairing 3. Sure, you could say that I lose to some full houses, but he's got about 1,500-ish more behind in his stack. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to put my opponent all in, and he does make the call with a straight 7-4. Well, sorry, bad news is that a flush will beat the straight. It's an insane cooler and another insane hand where I'm sun running here. I mean, this is just amazing. I might have to move to Dallas at this point with how hot I'm running, and we're keeping it alive with 10-9 offsuit in the cutoff. There's an early position limp. I raise it up to 150, and the big blind decides to 3-bet, but it's a 3-bet to $275, so it's literally a click. I'm gonna make the call, I guess, because I can't fold versus a click. And the flop is 10-10-5. Oh my god. And he goes all in. It's even better. Not only do I flop trips, but he just goes all in for an overbet of the pot. I have trips. Of course I'm going to call. And my opponent has 8-5 of spades. So the only way I'm going to lose this hand is if he goes runner quads. Which I fade and I win more chips. Come on, guys. If you haven't ever been to Dallas yet, this is the advertisement for it, to be honest with you. Things are getting insane. With the sun run going, I just can't believe how hot I'm running. I've got ace jack offsuit in the $100 straddle, and the button raises to 250. The big blind decides to 3-bet to 550, and I think my hand's actually good enough to 4-bet here, considering the stack depths, considering the positions. I make it $1,300 to go, and that prompts the button to be all in for his stack for less. He's only got about 1,175. Big blind calls my 1,300, so we've got a 3-way all in along with a dry side pot to play for pretty much, and we're going to a flop of 7-5 deuce rainbow. My opponent checks it over to me. Obviously, the button is all in, so we're just going to play heads up for the rest of the pot. And I decided to throw out a down bet of $1,000. I think on a board like this, we could just bet small with all of the hands that we want to have value for. Anyways, my opponent makes the call. So we do have a pot brewing here, and the turn is another 7. It's a little concerning, but with ace jack high, not much to do besides check this one back. River 10, action goes check. I don't put any more in the middle with ace high, and I lose to pocket 9s, who's going to scoop the pot. So yeah, this one was actually pretty painful, losing about $2,300 here. Definitely a big blow, but hey, obviously have a pretty good cushion considering how hot I ran earlier in the day. But we're going to try to play some bigger pots now. I've got pocket 10s on the $50 straddle. Hijack raises to 150. I make it 850, and my opponent makes the call. So let's go to a 3-bet pot, and it comes ace 10 high, all hearts. We've got middle set in a dream here, and let's go. I bet $500, and my opponent immediately off the rip raises the $1,700. I mean, this opponent has known to be a little splashy. He's new to the table, but hey, I've got a set. What could I ever do? I make the call. The turn comes a brick, and I check it to my opponent. We've got a pot well over $5,000, and my opponent goes all in. It's an all-in of $9,000, and I beat him to the pot. I mean, I don't expect flushes to ever play this way, and here we go. I do kind of want to see a board pair to lock up the pot, but I also just think that my hand's good here a lot of the time. The river, we decided to run it twice in the biggest pot of the night so far. We went from a $5,000 pot to nearly a $23,000 pot. So let's get underway. We're going to run it twice. The rivers come 5 followed by another 5. So if my hand was good before, it's definitely good now. And he shows 6-4 of hearts. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. He flopped a flush in a 3-bet pot, and he just goes for the pretty sick 200% pot overbet jam on the turn to get completely paid off by a set. That's $23,000 going into the completely wrong direction. For as hot as I ran for the first couple hands, this does not even come close to how big of a pot. This was very big blow to the stack, but we've still got time to try to crawl back. Look, I'm in the $100 straddle yet again. There's a raise to 300, 2 players make the call, and 9-3 of spades. Let's see a flop of 8-4 deuce, 2 clubs, and a spade. Action just checks all the way through here, so a lot of passivity here. And we see an amazing turn of 5 of spades. That's right, it gives me the combo draw. Open-ended straight draw along with the flush draw. So I decided to lead for $1,800. You know, pretty big bet here considering we're multi-way. And I'm pretty much just repping really strong hands. But then one of the opponents goes all in for about $3,400 total. Well, you know, it's not even like considered a real raise. So I guess I have to call with so many draws. So we've got another pretty big pot brewing. It's over $8,000 in the middle. And my opponent just has ace-3 of clubs.
How's it go?
Okay, GG, good luck, have fun.
Hello.
No spade at all. So back to back, the downswing is coming. I lose some pretty big pots, and things suddenly started looking really good. Now downtrending really hard. But I've got aces now, okay? How could you ever lose with aces? Finally with a strong hand. I'm in the $50 straddle, and the big blind decides to raise it up to 200. Action folded it back to the blinds here. So here, me, mono on mono versus the big blind. I raise it to $700 and my opponent makes the call. So $1,400 in the middle, and the flop comes 9-6-3, as brick as it possibly can be for aces here. So I decided to go for a larger bet size of $800 and my opponent makes the call. The turn comes a 5, which is really scary. You know, the board's pretty connected of all these low cards. But I still think I can get some value against my opponent. So when he checks over to me, I fire out $2,300. And this $2,300 bet actually ends up prompting a check raise of $6,000. Okay, guys, $6,000. I'm going to make the call. Am I loving this situation? Absolutely not. But I still have to make the call with aces here, and we're off to a river, hoping to see, like, honestly, a king. Some sort of brick would be amazing to see. But the river 4 brings a 4-liner now. All these 2-pair combinations get there. So many sets are available, and my opponent just goes all in. Oh my goodness, look at his stack, guys. It's not a small amount. It's a large amount, and I guess with just 1 pair, I have to show the camera the aces and let it go. Show for the vlog, maybe? Look at him. And he was bluffing me with pocket 8s. Wow. Gotta give kudos and credit, all the heart to this opponent. Well played by him, getting me off aces. I am now down on the session. This much is very apparent. I am definitely now down money as my opponent gets me to fold the best hand in poker. Well played by him. Well played by him. Okay, I've got some results to go over with you guys, and spoiler alert, they're not good, but for inspiration, I gotta stand behind Wolf's 1 million subscriber plaque. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, that would be great. Anyways, we played an insane 5-10 game. I was in the game for $50,000. I sun ran up to plus 15,000, And after a solid 7 hours of play, we ended up cashing out for 42,255. That, my friends, was a plus 15 upswing, followed by a minus 22-ish K downswing over the past few hands. Unlucky. Good game. Thank you to Wolf for having me. Thank you to Wolf for setting up this game up. And what a fun time in Dallas, to be honest with you. The Fort, pretty fun place to play. See you guys next time. Peace.